Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Wars. Isn't that great? Oh, hooray.
Alex,
Yay.
we have a show that is loaded with Fightful superstars. And we have a show with a special mystery guest who will be appearing later, who all I'll say is that I hope he's cosmetically cleared. But before we get to any of that, we'll remind you that this is your NXT post show. We are going head-to-head with Sean Ross Sapp and his AEW post show. So support us, okay?
Yes.
Put your money where your mouth is, all right?
That's
are the
right.
SGS. We're coming in strong today.
Oh, yeah.
We are going up against Sean. Obviously, AEW and NXT went head-to-head tonight. So please get in your super chats and your humper chats at humperchats.com. Please subscribe to Fightful Select for more exciting announcements. And some scoop skis, some clarity around CM Punk's status or lack thereof with WWE. News on Velveteen Dream that I think is the best case scenario for everyone involved, and had a quote in it that made me fall down with laughter. But please, please, please support us any way you can. And that includes leaving a thumbs up on this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. But Alex,
yeah,
we wanted to start off the show in a really exciting way. And
yeah,
I'm really pleased to say that we have brought in Jeremy Lambert to make a major announcement. And I don't know if it's going to be one announcement. I don't know if it's going to be two announcements.
No, two announcements. That's absurd. That's more than one announcement. That's crazy talk, Kate.
It might be plural. I don't know, but we're going to bring on Jeremy Lambert right now. And he's going to tell us something that surely is going to be earth-shattering and groundbreaking information.
At least as earth-shattering as Cody's announcement. I need it right now. Let's go.
Hi, Jeremy Lambert of Fightful.
Yeet.
That was the first announcement. I'm sure there are more.
Yeet to you as well, sir. How are you today?
My announcement is that I am currently on both shows. I am Rick Rude up in here right now.
Wow.
You can watch me on AEW. You can watch me on the NXT show.
Wow. Groundbreaking. Groundbreaking. That might actually be more exciting than Cody Rhodes' announcements earlier today.
Honestly. So.
Wow. Welcome, Jeremy. Thank you for cloning yourself, for Rick Rooting this. We respect it, appreciate it. Do you have any other announcements in the well?
My other announcement is that In the Weeds, live 10 a.m. Eastern, Wednesday and Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern, FightfulOverbooked.com. We have big guests on the show this week. Who are they? Tune in to the show for the announcement. That's an announcement about an announcement, everybody.
Jeremy, we know In the Weeds happens every week.
This is new. There's new information.
That's an announcement inside another announcement. That's an announcementception. That's never been done before.
My goodness. But like I feel like we knew that already. Like you do that every week, multiple times a week.
No, Kate, don't you understand? This is an entirely different thing. It's not the same thing that we always do. It's
not every single time.
Which is why it is a major announcement.
Oh wow. Well, all right. Well, that was Jeremy with his big announcements. I guess we thank him for stopping by the show. I love you guys. You know I love Jeremy. I love Jeremy. Little anticlimactic. Did it feel a little anticlimactic? Like Jeremy's one of the biggest stars that we have at Fightful, and it just feels like he announced something that we knew happens routinely.
All the time. That was a really big announcement that he totally needed to be here to make that we wouldn't have known about otherwise.
Okay, I hope that people aren't disappointed. You know what I mean? Because
no. Oh,
did you tuned in to watch a big announcement?
Did you see the reaction in the warehouse? I was just going nuts about this announcement. He said there was going to be more than one announcement, and I literally shit a brick.
You literally shit a brick?
Yes, just right now. I'm sitting on it right now.
Oh my gosh, that sounds uncomfortable for like so many reasons.
But that is a thing that you do when you're excited, I've been told.
I mean, I didn't know it was like a literal thing, but well, there you go. There you have it. No special guest referee, but we do have more fun and exciting guests around the corner on our absolutely loaded, head-to-head, NXT Sour Graps post-show.
Yes. The authentic version of NXT definitely took place tonight.
Alex, there was a story by Nick Hausman that came out that said HBK and Triple H were looking to send a message for this episode. Right. And Tony Khan retweeted it and said he had a message and put a meme of that just said bald asshole. And I thought that's funny, wrestling companies taking shots at each other. I feel like both companies did what they do to the epitome of what they do tonight, which is AEW put on a great pro wrestling show, and WWE leaned heavily into nostalgia and sports entertainment and annoying you. So I feel like both shows were on full display at the highest level that they are. We got to think of some puns. Double puns? Like twin puns? Seeing double puns?
Things that come in pairs. Like shoes.
We already did boob puns like a couple weeks ago, so let's relax on that.
Either that, or because it's Halloween, we could do monster puns, just like it was a monster announcement.
No, I think we got to save that because we're getting double Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Pairs puns.
Yeah, things that come in pairs. Think two of something.
That feels like we're on what was not Hollywood Squares. $10,000 pyramid.
Yep.
Things that come in pairs. Like I would be like, shoes, eyes, ears, and you.
Well, I reserve the right, if we're not getting good puns, to switch it up to monster puns halfway through the show tonight. I do.
You reserve the right to do whatever you want, buddy. It's your show.
Need lots and lots of super and humper chats.
We need the support of that.
At the bottom of the YouTube chat. humperchats.com. Send them in. Robert Lyle says, 2 entertaining shows tonight. Not a whole lot to be sour about, but I have faith in Team Kalex. Oh, buddy. Thank you for the faith. But there's a lot to be sour about. Juan Perez says, Adam! Which I'm pretty sure was supposed to be coming in for the other.
Nope, show, it's for us.
Thank you. Was there anybody named Adam on the show tonight? Anybody? Okay. Yeah, okay.
That is cross-promotional.
Yes. Jada Pringle says, Alex, Kate, Papa Paul, and all the SGS snuck away on my anniversary to say hi to my other family. Good night for wrestling. Great night for love.
That's the cutest. Thank you,
JW. Happy anniversary. I love
that
he has
hand hearts emoji.
He's got a second family, and it's us.
He does. Like it's a secret. Like he has to sneak away.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I like it.
Ricardo the Spooky Gremlin said, watch AEW, smarten me up to NXT tonight. We will. We'll tell you all about the stuff that happened, because it surely did. So, yep. Orion Ben says, the true Tuesday Night War, SRS versus SGS Society Sour.
That's what we want. We want chats like that coming in. Because we're going to win.
CEO asked, what impression can Jeremy do? And I think the idea was probably none, unfortunately. Oh, no, he can do Sting if he has the mask.
It's true. He can do a Sting impression if he has the mask. And he does a pretty good Tony Khan making an announcement. Not so much himself making an announcement.
Yep. Paul Elizabeth says, happy anniversary to Mr. JB Pringle, an SGS icon. Happy Tuesday to the team, the council, Mr. Meat, Alpha Bill, the sisters, and Supermod Luis.
He's working double duty tonight. I just want to take a moment to address this. Okay. SRS talking trash. You guys on his show a few minutes ago, the war has continued. Look, I would be happy to talk a bunch of S on Sean, but 1, he pays me, and 2, we're just so busy reading super chats on our side of things that we didn't have time to dig into Sean yet.
No, this is the way
it's so much money over here.
This is the way it's supposed to go. When you're the number 1 program in town here, you didn't even stoop to the level of the number 2 program that is talking shit, because we know we're on top. So we don't have to
No. What did he call Alex a bald asshole? Did he do clever?
Oh, Wow.
Well, Sean's an asshole with a great head of hair, admittedly. But
I was
an
not
asshole
aware that I had no hair. You got me. Ooh, buzzing. No, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't affect me at all. Anyway, what? Electric Mayhem says, I don't watch NXT. I can't with WWE, their production and writing. I only watch AEW, but I am here. SGS for life. Thank you to Electric Mayhem. Electric Mayhem is literally always here every Tuesday. He does not watch NXT, but he is here to talk to us.
It's like Electric Mayhem and my dad. They just don't watch the show, but they watch us. One thing to that, chat, about the production, I had said tonight felt like NX Chat GPT. Because it felt like AI had written so much of this. And what I realized in that, Kylie saying, glad to be watching the A show. Thank you, Kylie.
Thank you, Kylie.
What I realized tonight, I was like, wow, the fact that they can only write for one type of baby face kind of like caught up to them today. But, but we have something much bigger. Sean is talking shit on his side of the screen, okay? Jeremy Rick rooted. We don't need to because we have star power because I put in the work, okay? I said, we're going head to head with Sean Ross Sapp. Is there someone who is like available right now? Who's the biggest star that we could get on the show? And I was like, if he's cosmetically cleared, we can get him. And we got him. Okay. We've got Mansoor with us. Hello. How are you, sir?
First thing I got to say is I can't hear anything. So let me try and fix this real quick. Okay. Wait for it. Yeah. Oh, I hear you now.
Hey!
Wonderful. Good. Wonderful.
I was just addressing off the bat before we dove into anything. I just wanted to make sure. Are you cosmetically cleared to be here? Is this okay?
I am cosmetically cleared. Okay. Actually, it's very funny. When I was backstage waiting to get put on, it gives me the. Actually, I wonder if it'll let me do it right now. It lets me. Like put a filter on that smooths out my features and clears my acne. And I really considered it, but I decided to go all natural now that I'm out of the modeling business. I want you guys to know that's good.
That's good.
You're just like in your true self. Just to the people in the chat, obviously we have super chats and we thank you for the support. We're going to try and keep them as streamlined as we can while Mansoor is here. Otherwise, he'll be here all night. And there's obviously things that we...
Oh, whoa, hold on a second. Nobody said anything about all night.
No. I brought you in because I just wanted to show that we put effort into our show, unlike Sean. And the fact that
I mean, look behind me. We got. I'm outside of an abandoned warehouse right now.
Yes, that's exactly.
I'm in the freezing cold for this show because I wanted to be here.
Right.
We so respect and appreciate you, and considering you called Sean on your own stream, and he didn't even call you for his stream. Any thoughts on Sean with that? Because it just feels like kind of rude of him, to be honest.
He's incredibly rude. I call him on our stream. I put him over. He plugs his newsletter that I'm sure all you guys are subscribed to.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, it's incredibly rude that he didn't have me come on his show, which is why I'm here to counter program. You guys brought on a main roster star to help your struggling developmental brand. So here I am. Hopefully we can beat him in the ratings and take over on our own.
That is exactly what we're looking to do.
Yes.
How are things in your world?
Oh, they're great. I mean, today, wow, what an amazing time, right? I mean, you guys saw everything that happened.
Yes,
we did see everything that happened.
We saw all the things.
I don't watch that shit. Today, I actually spent the night with my wonderful wife. It's her birthday. We went out and we saw Barbie. I can rate Barbie if you'd like.
Yes,
please do that. Let's do that.
Solid B. Really good movie. Had a good time.
Happy birthday to your lovely wife, by the way.
Thank you so much. Got some sushi. That was a B. Solid roll. But overall, I would say the night is A+ because I spent it with my A+ wife.
Oh,
see, now that's what we love. We love a wife guy.
We love a wife guy.
Big time wife guy over here.
Big time wife guy. I gotta love the wife guys. See, now we got one from Ryan Ben asking Mansoor, where's the up, down champion?
Safely in the possession of my. Oh, wait a minute! Somebody's calling me. Who's calling me?
Oh no!
Well.
Hello.
What is this bullshit?
Wow, there's no swearing. This is a PG stream. You may be the TV-14 stream.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is a family-friendly stream. I was just talking about my wife. It's her birthday. Thank you very much. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes to my wife, by the way, Sean. I thought we were friends.
Well, maybe if you came over to the AEW stream,
Where's the
instead of the
invite?
stream for the company that just let you go.
Interesting that you would suggest that I should have came on your stream that I was never invited to.
That's right.
Have you considered that?
It's an option.
You didn't know it was an option? Well, as long as you don't pay me, well, technically, Sean, I'm not competing because I'm doing a podcast for the show that is owned by WWE, so I'm not violating my 90 days.
That's right.
Lazy cream.
Oh, all right, come off of it, Sean.
You could have celebrated Tony Khan's birthday with all of us here on the AEW stream.
Listen, I'm not. I have no comment on that. Hey, it was Ilya Dragunov's birthday too. I don't know if you heard
That's
that.
right. It was. It is.
And it's my wife's birthday, so there's 3 birthdays going on. And you want me to
That's the issue.
prioritize
Okay.
Tony Khan's? I'm sorry, but I'm married to one of them. I got to prioritize one over
right.
the other. He's speechless.
It is because
Sorry, I
Sean
didn't
had
invite you on
lazy
my
creative
stream. Have a nice
tonight.
day.
You too. It's actually nighttime, but that's fine. Wow.
See, this is what we deal with every day. Every day with this
Every
guy.
day with this. How was
Unbelievable.
Barbie? Let's talk Barbie.
Pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
Good?
I really enjoyed the Barbie Land segments.
That was the best part, right?
I think so too.
Right.
And I felt personally that if they had only created more of a contrast between the real world and Barbie Land, it would have been funnier as a fish out of water type thing. But, you know, Will Ferrell and the board and all those guys, they acted so sort of fantastical and out of character in terms of real life that I felt that it didn't truly land. But a lot of really interesting, you know, I have actually, the only reason I was able to go out with my wife tonight is because my mother is babysitting our 8-month daughter.
Oh,
And that movie hits different when you have a daughter. I mean,
I'm sure.
It sure does.
I was seeing stuff about, you know, raising little girls and growing up and riding bicycles and getting married. And it hit me real hard.
Yeah.
How do you as a male model feel about like the representation of Ken in that?
You know, it's so funny because I truly felt that Maximum Male Models was the most Ken-coded act in WWE history. Goes without saying. In fact, so much so that when we were the Maximum Male, here's a scoop for you. Here's a little scoop for you guys that Sean Ross Sapp is not going to get.
Nope.
We actually pitched to WWE that we would be at the Barbie pink carpet premiere. We wanted to be there. It's a no-brainer, right?
That's a no-brainer. Yeah. Obvious.
And unbelievably, it didn't happen. So sad to say. We were trying to actually. Oh, here's another thing. We didn't want action figures. We wanted full dolls like Barbie of Marseille and Mansoor.
Oh my gosh!
That you could dress up, if only.
Of course.
I
mean, think of the merch sales. Vasio saying happy birthday to the Womansour.
Ah, yes, that is her name. Yes,
the Womansour. Yeah,
that was the name she adopted after she married me, as is customary in my culture.
Of course. Yes. Yellow Boy saying I'm giving money just because of the star power. Jeremy and Mansoor, LFG, SES for life. Michael Luna saying Sean just melted down. It was awesome times a million. That's what we like to see here.
Going for.
It's over.
Sean, it's not my fault that Sean didn't book the star power that we did for tonight.
He didn't think of it.
Any effort.
He didn't ask.
Reach out.
I did.
That's kind of his problem.
Yeah.
My goodness. Famously, Alex used to have a brick wall that he used to broadcast in front of. So I'm just loving this synergy.
I'm still in your gimmick.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. The bump already stole my gimmick a while ago, and they decided to do everything but a brick wall. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Ryan Ben saying Maximum Male Models were robbed. It's true.
Agreed.
It's true.
No, don't worry. You'll hear all about it in my tell-all book.
Yes, I can't wait to buy it.
It's going to be quite the tale.
Do we have a memoir title? Can we get that as a scoop?
Yes, it's Mansoor, From Hero to Himbo.
Ooh.
And it tells the story of how I went from being the blue chipper representative for Saudi Arabia and a national hero to a oiled up, half-naked male model, mute, pouring water all over myself and my best friend.
Perfect.
It's quite beautiful. A tale. That's friendship, really.
Yeah, it is. It is.
My goodness. Anybody else in the chat have wonderful questions for our friend here?
Oh, hold on.
Not too many because I'm charging 300 freaking smackers for my first interviews out of the company. All right. So this is just a taste, as my close friend Daddy Magic would say.
Yeah. Sefa saying, happy birthday to Mansoor's wife. And thank you, Alex K, for making sure the fans continue to win tonight. That is all. We're bringing on Mansoor because obviously big time star, but also for you, the fans, because we do it all for you. That is what we do.
And the Nookie.
I will say our viewers almost doubled, so thank you very much.
Huge draw.
We brought you on to Papa Rating, and here
huge
we are.
Draw. That's right.
Huge draw. It's
Love
crazy.
Pro saying
it's like,
that you sold him on water.
That's crazy.
That's how great of a salesman you are. You sold him on something that makes up 80% of his body already. Like, I mean,
they were thrilled with that ad campaign because I think we did it, and then Pure Life was trending worldwide on Twitter, and they were thrilled. And luckily, we saved the water business from dying. People will continue to buy water bottles till the end of time.
I was extremely dehydrated until that point. Like I was just walking around completely unaware of water.
I reminded you.
You did, yeah. So thank you.
Great.
Because
you don't want orange pee. I know. You want clear,
That's bad
good,
stuff.
Healthy urine.
Exactly.
That's right.
So I was just constantly passing out before that moment. So we appreciate you.
Of course, you're welcome.
So you obviously have the memoir in the works. Anything else cooking in your world?
I don't do much cooking because all I can really make is a bowl of cereal.
Okay. What's your go-to cereal?
My go-to cereal right now, actually, because I'm on kind of a health kick.
Yeah,
it's this pure protein, high protein, low fat cereal. But if it's a day where I'm not so concerned, it's got to be Cocoa Puffs. I'm a Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, very nice.
I'm a little bit what the kids would call cuckoo,
right?
For Cocoa Puffs.
Are you now?
I've been diagnosed by a doctor.
Wow.
All right. I take medication for my cuckoo-ness.
Yeah.
All right. And the only cure is Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. Cocoa Mania, they call it. It's Cocoa Mania.
Maybe we should tell Shane, hey, he's hysterical. Maybe Cocoa Puffs
extremely funny. Extremely
CEO saying, I'm really sad we didn't get the Monday Night Raw fixers. Just a genius idea. I would like to second that. That was an absolute genius idea.
That's very kind. I actually rented a limo with my own money just for that pitch.
Of course.
Me and Brennan, we found out we were not going to be the models anymore, and immediately we were like, let's professionally film a fully put together pitch. Get it in a minute and a half. We flew to Stamford, Connecticut, and we showed it to the writers.
Wow.
Among other pitches, because we were like dialed in. We were like, if the models thing doesn't work out, we're just going to prove to them that we can get anything over. We can play any character. Okay, we're not one of those guys who says, "Oh, I gotta play myself," because I'm a boring dude. Okay,
stop.
You don't want to know about me.
It.
All right, I play video games.
Sushi and Barbie. Right. You are
sushi
fun.
and Barbie. That's like the two most popular things in the world. What are you talking about? That is not a unique thing.
Yeah,
it's a fun day though.
Sure, that's true. That's a
fun day. It's a fun day.
Any
all right, Kate.
For the good people?
Shall we let our friend go, who's given so much of his time graciously to our program to get the numbers up? Obviously, you being here implies that you will be on this show every week.
That is correct.
Every Tuesday. Just like Cody Rhodes will be on NXT every Tuesday from here on out. The Undertaker and John Cena and Paul Heyman, right?
I don't have to resign. I could just kind of be like the general manager of this show, right?
Yeah, that would be
I'll just come in every once in a while, a tag team match or a match with the Undertaker at the end of the show. That's the spot that I want.
Yeah, that'll be good. Hold on. We got one more. Very good. Thank you so much for being here, Mansoor.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, nice especially on your wife's birthday. Thank you so much.
On my wife's birthday.
Time out of your day.
Making
That's
time,
sincerely
that's
so
amazing.
cool of you.
That's how generous
Thank you so much.
Awesome. I think that's how much you want to bury Sean Ross Sapp, but
I'll that's way above celebrating my wife's birthday. Burying Sean Ross Sapp's ready.
Yep.
And clip for the rest of my life. No, thank you so much for real. We appreciate you so much.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a cool dude.
Yep.
Come on.
All right. Yeah. The best part about it is you can tell it really got under Sean's skin. That's the best part of the whole thing.
God.
That's the best part of the whole thing. So good.
The phone call.
Beautiful. So good. Should we talk about NXT for real now, I guess?
Yeah, I guess we should. I got to say, like, sincerely, I was like, oh, this will be so fun. He was so kind. Like, I reached out to him this afternoon and he was like, yeah, let's do it. I didn't know it was his wife's birthday. Very, very cool of him and just very appreciative that he took time to come on here and pop rating. And also the fact that it worked is wonderful and alarming because our viewers really did double. So That is so much fun. But that was just really cool of him to he certainly doesn't owe us anything or our silly little show. So just so appreciative of him taking the time to do that. What a blast.
Yeah.
Especially after Jeremy's announcement was just kind of lame.
Speaking of lame announcements.
See, perfect segue.
Cody comes out and the crowd goes bananas. He's in this little tiny warehouse. He's like, "Oh, shucks, me? You guys, but little old me? Oh, pshaw." But hey, what do you want to? He says yeet, and then he goes, "What do you guys want to talk about?" He says, "Everyone seems to be here thinking I'm here to make some kind of announcement about some kind of tournament. Is that what you guys want?" We're like, "Yes, please, Cody Rhodes, tell us the announcement's happening. Please, Cody, tell us about the Dusty tournament. It's a tournament that bears your father's name, but it happens every year. So we probably shouldn't be so excited about it." But they were so excited about it.
But little did they know, other than the extremely obvious announcement.
Yeah.
They were going to have two other very anticlimactic announcements.
So yeah, there's a Dusty tournament, and we already knew it was going to happen. It happens almost every year. Didn't need him to make that announcement whatsoever, but you brought him down here. But he's also the special guest GM for one night only, which is effective because not only is he's the special guest GM for one night only, but he made one match for tonight and a bunch of matches for future dates that he will no longer be the special guest GM. So a different special guest GM could, I guess, like just rescind those bookings if they had a special guest GM.
This is a company that had an anonymous Raw general manager for like months. But I will say, good for him. Like, use your power while you're there. Someone else can deal with it. It feels very political. Like, I'm gonna do the most that I can while I'm here.
That's true.
This was just actually watching this. I was kind of surprised, and I don't know if it was better or worse, but we didn't really get like any heartstrings about Dusty in this. That was weird. It might have just been for time because obviously this was so overloaded, but like,
yes,
obviously the announcement was going to be about the Dusty Cup. I was kind of expecting like, okay, now that we know the obvious, how are you going to make it feel important? And they didn't, there wasn't really anything there. So that was kind of weird and a bummer. The rest of it all felt like legit. An AI bot was asked to write a babyface promo for NXT. Did not really have anything to it. I think partially because Cody doesn't really have a connection to NXT outside of Dusty.
Yeah.
Like there's not like, oh, remember that time Cody Rhodes was a 6-time NXT champion? Like we don't have that with him. The crowd being on fire all night, I will say was fun. It did help the show from that perspective because they were like lit the entire time. Which is always fun.
But it's nice. I question all of their reasoning powers to be like,
it's Florida.
I know. It's still
well, like legit. I will say, like, if you're in a warehouse and like I freaked out because Sting shows up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if badass Undertaker shows up to a warehouse, I'm freaking out probably. Like I get it.
No,
you can't. I know. I know who you are.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. Will Chisholm says Cody got that Dusty Hard Times pop. Yeah, they were crazy for it. Orion Ben also saying that the true announcement was the bada bing bada boom, which we will talk about. Yes, that was the one interaction of anybody from NXT that actually made me go, oh, okay, cool. I actually like looking at this because this makes me go, can we do this for realsies later on in this person's career, kind of a deal. Because I wasn't sure, but yes, we can. Ilya Dragunov comes out to like, we are both in suits and we are talking. On another channel, Swerve and Danielson are beating the hell out of each other, but we're going to stand here in suits and talk at each other.
Also, after I know this is an NXT show, but I can't talk about Eddie Kingston, Minoru Suzuki.
They set it up.
Talk shit out of each other.
they set it up as a war for the night, right? They set it up as like, we're watch us instead of them. And your thing may be blind celebrity worship, or your thing may be excellent in-ring work. My thing is column B, 1,000 times out of 1,000. So if it's just Cody Rhodes standing there making an announcement we all knew of a thing we all knew was going to happen anyway, and then it's cool to see Dragunov. Was it like teasing a Cody Rhodes versus Dragunov thing to happen later? Maybe. No, it was just them being like, aren't we cool standing here in suits? And then Dominic, who I loathe, comes out to like say he deserves a title match versus Dragunov. And Cody Rhodes is like, well, I'm the only authority figure that we've had here forever. So I'm going to make that match. And it's like, it's really good to have somebody in NXT who's able to make matches on screen who's not the actual people in the matches. That's
part
great.
Was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because William Regal's been gone for over a year now. So I don't, unless his non-compete for being on screen was like 3 years.
I don't know. Maybe his
maybe they're waiting till War
His
Games.
contract was like, forever. Yeah. Honestly, that's the best way to do it, to handle it. But I don't know if they're going to do it.
It was at that point when Dominic came out that I was like, oh, Alex is in for a miserable 2 hours. I said to myself, and I was right. I had the expectations of nothing tonight is going to make sense because this is going to be overdriven with star power. Cass at Body Slam, who I just adore as a person, and he had reported that like Solo Sikoa, Badass Taker was showing up, like most of the spoilers that we had gotten, and I had read it because spoilers don't ruin things for me. But so I was like, this is not going to be anything that makes sense in the NXT product. So I had resigned myself to that. I still was like, there was some moments I popped for, but like overall, I was still pretty let down. Like mostly because I felt like, okay, you want to overload your card, that's fine. But they kind of went out of their way to make their regular talent look bad, which I'm assuming is the thing Alex has the biggest problem with.
Yeah, that would be my thing.
Understandable.
So, they made this thing. Mommy was there. Also, the rest of the Judgment Day, but we didn't see them until much later. But yeah, that's.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the show because it was so dumb. Sorry.
Please.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Please.
Cody Rhodes says. No wonder this guy said lying is the most fun thing you can do with your pants on. Because he looked you straight in the eye and said, I know the Judgment Day's game, right? They're going to outnumber you. And what better way to counter that? Not with a steel cage match, not banning them on ringside. He said a special guest referee at LA Knight. His solution to the numbers game is a less experienced referee.
Yeah. Honestly, LA Knight did the best of any special guest referee that I've seen in a long time. He actually did that. But here's the thing to me that makes me just so angry is that if you're going to take up all of the time of your regular Tuesday night show to bring in people from other shows who don't appear on this show and will never again appear on this show, and most of what you do is just give them a microphone and have them speak into it. And the one guy you bring from another show and you don't give a mic to is LA Knight? Are you friggin' kidding me? What are we doing? Like, I have no idea. You didn't bring LA Knight. You didn't come out and cut a promo before he was the referee. He just came out and he's just
not even a 20-second.
Not even at all.
LA Knight.
Nothing.
Like
nothing.
So.
Okay, great, good. But anyway, yeah. So he made another special guest referee match. We can't get like Sean. At this point, we all get it. You were the special guest referee a few times. We know. We've seen the clips. You don't have to book a special guest referee in every freaking match. Sean!
It's been so many times. And if I could call this episode anything, I would rename it Burying Sean's because we had Mansoor come on and bury Sean Ross out.
That's true.
And we're going to sit here and bury the horrible booking kid because this is just, it's so lazy. I don't want to see any stipulation run back 3 times in the same.
No.
What, 2-month period? We had Mustafa. We had Dominic with Dragon Lee. We have this. Wasn't there
Dragon
one other
Lee?
one?
Yeah. The Dragon Lee and the Mustafa. And this. And there was another one in a different match. Where there's a different, like not even a different brand or whatever. But just dumb as hell.
Lazy. And also not how you counter a numbers game if you're the GM.
No.
And I was like, oh my God, he acknowledged it. A babyface understands that there's a numbers game in play. And then he was like, and we're going to put LA Knight in there. And I was like, what?
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Like NXT, like top storylines and top talents that were not on this show because you had to get room for people who aren't on the show, will never be on the show again. To like, it's not like AEW said, we're going to run on Tuesdays just for one night to prove we're actually better than WWE NXT. And NXT's like, well, get everybody down here. We got to stop that from happening. Like they were bumped by the MLB playoffs. They had no say in the matter. And your reaction is not to let's set up the very best NXT title matches we can and prove to them that let's run a no mercy type card opposite a regular episode of AEW Dynamite and prove that some of our guys can hang with that kind of in-ring work. No, your plan is to bring up down a bunch of ringers from the main roster and have them talk into a microphone. It's obscene. It's grotesque, and I hate it. I want these young kids to prove they've got some worth. It like what these kids are hearing implicitly from this plan is you don't think we're good enough. You don't think we're good enough to do any of this. Like even with just like actual matches with bring down a bunch of ringers from the main roster, but let them have matches. All of not just Asuka, that was a bunch of them. That could have been fun, but no.
That was my thing. Is even the matches we did get felt overshadowed. Like at the end, I was like, "Why did you just do that to Bron Breakker?" Like it. And we'll get there, but we did get I have less of a problem with what happened next than you do, which was a really, really good match between Roxanne and Asuka.
Yeah, it was a great match. It was a great match between Asuka and Roxanne, and every frigging day since you had her collapse in a kayfabe angle after beating Meiko Satomura, every day you have worked to undermine the career of this brilliant young wrestler. Every day since that day that you booked that. I can't anymore.
So I don't have a problem with her losing to Asuka clean in a vacuum because she's not because Asuka's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time and she's from the main roster, so she should be able to beat someone from developmental, and Roxanne's not really in a program where she needs to be protected. My issue is Roxanne is not in a program where she needs to be protected. Like that is egregious, especially because I think this Becky title reign is probably the most productive women's title reign in WWE and probably the second best in women's wrestling that is on American soil that I watch. So I don't get to keep up with Impact close enough to make that decision. I'll put it that way.
Yep.
I think Athena's number 1 and I think Becky's number 2 and hers is just getting started. What that's done, Tiffany I think is getting called up, but it really felt like you had Roxanne and Tiffany were going to be like your Taker Michaels for a long time and that they were going to be chasing each other around, probably having that move up to the main roster at some point. And Tiffany, they didn't book a great title reign for, but we saw her grow in the ring week over week. Yeah. We saw like it was productive outside of the bad booking, and now it feels like she's moving up to the main roster. Roxanne is so the opposite to me, where she came in ready from an in-ring perspective for the most part. Like there's certainly room, everybody has to keep growing, I would hope. But like what she needed developmentally in my eyes is probably the more acclimation to working WWE's style from, I mean, NXT. I don't even know what that style is, whatever it is, cartoonish, whatever. Promo support maybe and those things, but she was so good in the ring that I was like, oh, just give her some time with this other piece of it to find her character, and she's going to be the biggest star in women's wrestling post 4 Horsewomen that you could find. And they've gutted that. They've just gutted that from her, and it's a bummer.
Yeah, I'll book you a better thing because right now,
that's what you
just
do,
in 5 seconds. So Asuka kicks Roxy and she stumbles into the ropes, like face down into the ropes. And then Kiana James comes out with her bag full of paint or whatever, smashes her across the face with it. She stumbles back into the ring directly into a kick from Asuka. Asuka pins her. It's the same result, but Kiana attacks her during the match to cost Roxanne the match, as opposed to what they did do now, which is after the match, they had her come in and attack Roxanne. Like if you're gonna have her come in and attack Roxanne, do it
for the match
during the match to like help, like to do the thing you always do that I normally hate, but in this situation it's better than what you did do, which is to write off the loss because she was cost the match by Kiana, who she is in a program with. Also, Shotzi was on a commentary. I was asking, where's Shotzi? Shotzi should be on the shows. Where's Shotzi? Turns out Shotzi is taking. It's the reason we wouldn't. She was taking a tank, a very tiny tank, from show to show, and always shows up late. That's why. But she's going to be hosting night 1 of Halloween Havoc. Her and Scarlett, who is still a thing apparently. Have not seen her on TV in a very long time. So. You just do that, and if it was me, you'd have Asuka put 2 and 2 together, realize that that Kiana interfered in the match, and then have her kick Kiana's block off too, because it does not sit well with me that like the implication is Kiana James called up Asuka and said, "I will pay you to show up in NXT and beat up this babyface I don't like." I don't want Asuka to be that person.
No,
it does not. I don't like that at all. So
I think today is a lot like most of how historically the Saudi Arabia shows have been, in that like I don't think anything that happens is canon. I don't think anything that happened tonight has an implication on NXT storylines going forward, which is why it's going to be your least favorite episode in the whole wide world.
It should, though.
No, I understand.
This is the at this point, I honestly thought this was going to be what they were going to do. It reminded me of that Raw 1000 episode or whatever, where the Revival just took all the finishers from DX and they left them laying there, and it was just like, no, what are you doing? Why is there this obsession with getting over old people at the expense of young people? The old people are going to be dead soon. The young people are your future, and
who are already over.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Asuka's NXT undefeated streak could still be intact with the booking that I laid out, Wrestling with Movies.
Well, like, to me, honest to God, ideally would be Roxanne is not vulnerable and she can afford to take a clean loss to freaking Asuka and it not make her feel lesser than, but she's so vulnerable right now because of the booking.
That's not the case though, because it's
really good match though. Really good match.
It's a great match. It proved that like she can hang with Asuka. But all I see is this woman you've booked into the ground with your terrible decisions, losing yet another big match. And that's I can't do that with Roxy. She should be absolutely bulletproof. You should be protecting her for the big time run. And I don't know, man.
I would say she was 87.6% ready for Asuka today. And then when I was thinking that, I also smirked because all I could think about was when we did those puns and somebody said nobody is ready for Kielbasa, and that lives in my head rent free.
That is very good. Nobody is ready for Kielbasa.
Speaking of puns,
should
we read?
Yeah, we have some. We have some
things in pairs. Wrestling things in pairs.
This is good from CO Brian Pearman Jr. and Brian Pearman Sr.
We're gonna
talk
about that mess.
We're gonna. Robert Lyle says Sean Shears Because there are two of them. Shears.
I gotcha.
The CEO says twin magic counts.
Touche.
Yes.
Very well done. Some of them are sitting right there.
Stop
Sean
it.
Shears, by the way. Happy Sean Shears Day because it's 10/10.
Stop it.
Perfect 10.
Stop it. Just stop it, Robert Lyle. Mean jeans, Okerlund. A pair of jeans. CO says,
I'm assuming it was Robert Lyle who did.
It was
Green
Robert
Bean
Lyle,
Okerlund.
yeah. Might be. Green Beans Okerlund is amazing.
That's phenomenal.
Let me tell you something there, Green Beans. No, it was Green Beans Okerlund. So it was a triple threat.
It was.
CO says pair puns, that's too sweet. CO says Tegan and Sarah Knox.
That's very clever.
Tegan and Sarah Knox. Insert clever Tegan Knox pun says Tegan Knox canceling headphones.
It's very descriptive, but I like it.
So good. This is so good. Lieutenant Photo says duplex of black. he credits that one to his wife. My wife is a pun god. That's great. Robert
Look at all the wifey stands today.
All the wife guys.
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
myself am a known wife guy. Robert Lyle says testicles.
Wait, testicles, did you say?
Yeah.
I know something that's in the same neighborhood that might need a little bit of help. Okay,
that's good.
Because we're talking about the whole yam bag today. All right.
Yep. 47 minutes uninterrupted with no commercials until right now.
That's right. We brought you Mansoor and Jeremy Lambert commercial free.
Commercial free.
But much like this episode of NXT, you might need a little bit of support. Okay, you might need a little bit of help. And boy, oh boy, if there's ever a superstar to call in to help you with your flaccid booking.
Is your sex life stuck in developmental? Well, get ready for a call up with Bluechew.com and the code Fightful. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but how about this? No awkward in-person visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. But let me tell you, your package is not going to be discreet when you use Bluechew, and the code Fightful helps give you that confidence, that performance to take you straight to the main event, if you know what I'm saying. When approved online by one of our physicians, it just arrives straight to your door. You're not going to have people nosing around with what you're doing. And right now, you get your first shipment free when you use the code Fightful. Go straight to the top. You know what I mean. Memorable performance, high spot, whatever other innuendos you can think of. Bluechew.com and the code Fightful.
Good stuff.
Man, that guy seems like a guy who wouldn't bug anybody for his post show.
That's true. It does true. Lieutenant Photo says, my wife says a pair of ice skates. That's you right there. That's you. Lieutenant Photo says Dwayne the Socks Johnson.
Finally,
the socks have come back
from the dryer.
There you go. That's good. Robert Lyle says Dos Lotharios.
It's Don Ross.
Oh, look at this hump bomb y'all are getting. You're welcome for the rub, and you're especially welcome for all the humps.
Yes.
We just did our Bluechew ad.
Yep.
Well, look. Now you're finally getting that bump and that hump.
Yes.
Thanks to us. I just doubled your viewership just by humping you guys. How's that feel?
Wow.
Yes,
well, if we doubled our viewership our own a little bit earlier in the night with Mansoor coming over. So
I don't give a shit about him.
Yeah, I'll bet. You
it didn't bother me.
Kind of sounded like you did on the phone
Okay.
there, Sean.
Yeah, he played you on speakerphone. It seemed like you cared a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like you were a little annoyed. You said something about a bald asshole.
You know what? My feelings weren't hurt, not really. So.
Oh, okay. It does.
We're in chat right now. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing how just aggressively you guys are being humped right now? I humped you guys in viewership numbers.
It is aggressive. It is definitely aggressive. Yeah.
Let's look at this.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, though. I just
Thank
doubled.
you for all the humps. Yeah.
I wish it would translate to some super chats.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully the algorithm's working out real well right now based on the numbers. But
yes. Yeah.
Send in your super chats. Send in those humper chats. Subscribe to Fightful Select. Sean did boost our ratings almost as much as Mansoor did before.
It was more. It was more than Mansoor. Let's be real. And I like the man. I was sincerely surprised by that.
Yeah. Were you? Oh, okay.
I thought it was just gonna be Jeremy.
No, come on. You think that
we had to pull in the big guns? Mansoor was our Undertaker. We had to bring in.
He chokeslammed Kate.
Yeah.
And said, one day you'll be there, kid, but not yet.
Not today.
Not today.
Well, we found out that Jeremy's big announcement was just stuff that happens routinely all the time. So we thought that's not enough to sustain us. So we called him Mansoor. But
I tell you what, I'm
thanks
sustaining
for
this
hump. I guess.
I'm sustaining this hump right now.
Did you also watch NXT? Were you dual monitored?
Yeah. Guns up, humps out. I did watch NXT as well. I posted a bunch of screenshots of it on my Twitter because now YouTube TV does not black out my screen when I screenshot. Nice. Shout out to them for that. I'll appreciate those engagement bucks. But man, right now I'm engaging in some humping. You know what I do every Wednesday? I hump for 60 minutes straight on the hump.
It's true. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Hi, Dad. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
He's like at some point, does he ever be like, you work with these people?
No, my mom thinks you're nice for some reason. That you seem.
I am nice. Matthew Plus says I'm as relevant to Sour Graps as Undertaker is to NXT. That's not true. I went on a rant the other night.
You did.
God rant.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was ready to do another one. Then WWE had a good Raw. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I know. Raw was really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was ready to make it an ongoing bit.
What did you think?
Do it though
tonight because we did not love lots of it.
Okay, so let's see.
Were you the Cody entertained?
It was very much
would
like.
You give it out of 5?
2.5, maybe.
Okay, that's if you're giving it 2.5, Alex would be taking humps away. It would be the flattest.
It was very much here are our stars on the same screen with people we are building type of thing. That's what it was. And Asuka won. Braun Breaker got beat up by
a 75-year-old biker. Yep.
By a 75-year-old biker. Which did I tell you guys about my one dead man show story?
You told me, but you can tell the people.
He came over to me as the show started. He slapped my hand, shook my hand, and said, "I appreciate you." And I was like, "There's no chance he knows who I am." So, and my best friend was looking at me like, "Dude, what was that about?" Because he knows everybody I talk to, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you didn't tell me you knew him. And I was like, I don't. And then I was like, I don't know him. I was like, well, I know him, but he doesn't know me. And then I was like, wait a second. These are comped seats. I'm willing to bet that he knows they're comped seats.
Yeah, there you go.
Every WWE show, there is somebody comped in that seat that he says that
they're
to.
comped seats.
Oh, God. SRS's sourness is okay. Needs time with the PC, in my opinion. Well, a lot more time than what Velveteen Dream is getting at the PC because we debunked that bullshit today. Listen, I'm just saying, I promise you guys, here's me being sour. I promise you guys, I want as many good, accurate, reputable sources out there. So when I debunk somebody's shit, It is not me being like, oh my God, there's somebody coming for my crown. Buddy, I can't wait for the fucking day that I am only a talking head and no longer breaking news as my primary thing. I begged for the day, but we are very, very good at getting supplemental information, verifying and debunking things. And that was something that WWE emphatically denied. So when I see stuff like that out there, I gotta debunk it. Debunk it. And Mike Johnson debunked it as well. Listen, sorry. You're rarely going to get either one of us caught up on something like that.
You're never going to get both of you. Yeah.
You ain't never getting me and Mike both.
Not even if it was the end of the world. That shit ain't happening. So
ain't never going to happen. But
like Mansoor showing up on Sean's show. It's just not happening.
Well, he was on my show too.
Not tonight.
You saw that because
tonight he was a Sour Grab superstar.
Well, you know what? I pulled the wild card rule and called him on speakerphone, and definitely didn't walk off the screen shouting about how gotten to I was. It didn't happen to me.
No.
That didn't happen.
There's not footage of that on YouTube at all. No.
And Patrick says more like Smelvatine Dream. Got him. Now listen, what you're gonna hear from people is, well, wasn't that actually proven not true? Listen, guys, this guy got arrested. He had warrants. He had wellness violations. There were a lot of conduct issues. EC3 told a story that he had told me off the record. You can think whatever you want about EC3, but it was backed up by several people, where he alleged that Velveteen Dream had filmed them in the bathroom while they were going to the bathroom. There were a lot of conduct issues there. I sincerely hope that man got help. I sincerely hope that. And I don't believe that anyone is beyond rehabilitation. However, just because someone is rehabilitated does not mean that they need to be given another chance in that chosen field in which all the misconduct occurred.
Right.
Always want people to get better. Nobody is ever above getting better. But that one wasn't true, guys. That one was not a thing that happened. And again, Matthew Plus says 2 out of 10 rant. SRS needs to not use facts so much.
Yeah, you just gotta
listen.
We're all about vibes here. It's all vibes.
It's all vibes.
Sour Graps vibes.
And I had people coming at me yesterday because I mentioned that, hey, this is what this person is providing reliable information on, and this is where I think that reliable information ends. And this is specifically, they had taken shots at me at Fightful. They had supported somebody who tried to attack friends, family, tried to get our website shut down. And I'm pretty well acquainted.
Great at leading into vibes and not facts right now.
I'm not, but I'm pretty well acquainted on how rundown information gets disseminated. And obviously, Velveteen Dream being at the Performance Center ain't going to be on a fucking rundown. So,
ain't that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my NXT backstage news is that the Velveteen Dream wasn't there. Which we got a porn bot. Congratulations, guys! You all finally got enough viewers to where.
We used to get them every week, and it wasn't a viewer number thing. It was me saying prawn accountant.
No, that was because there was so much humping going on television on episodes of NXT back then.
Yeah, maybe it's not the numbers as much as you shouting the word hump 400 times.
Might be
summoning them in here.
Listen, I don't care if the viewers are artificial. Doesn't bother me. Not at all. Just give them to me. Well, the porn bots invest in us. Give us some super chats for those. I say, why not? They want to hump. They can pay just like everybody else. But FightfulSelect.com, guys, I have a Q&A up on the CM Punk thing.
Sean, what impressions do you do? Do you intend to sing songs with us later?
What impressions do? I do Jeremy Lambert. Here he is. Hello. There you go.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's good. It's accurate.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Who do you want me to impersonate?
Ludwig Kaiser.
No, I don't want to impersonate anybody.
Just an immediate
no. See, the key to impersonating people who are current and around
Just to make Alex do it.
Is to do it as absolutely far off and not correct as possible, because then it becomes an obvious joke.
My Tiffany Stratton is.
SRS does a great impression of Denise doing an impression of
that
SRS.
is true. That is true. That is true.
Denise makes me sound like a cartoon character to the point to where I hit up one of my old voice acting contacts and I was like, this would be a good character, like for you to pitch. Because she's like, hey, I'm Sean Ross Sapp. I eat leather all day long. I'm just out here riding horses and eating chicken because I'm in Kentucky. Woo! It's
pretty accurate, to be honest.
I mean, it's not bad.
Can you do an LA Night? Yeah.
Sean doing impressions of the guy who wanted to fight him, whose name was. So what actually happened was, even though he was in my face headbutting me, I actually wanted to go outside on a Ferris wheel and fight him, and I asked him numerous times, and he didn't do it. He refused. I said, listen, buddy. Listen, mate. We fight on the Ferris wheel like men. Because I don't want to get deported. That was him.
I didn't know a show with me and Alex could get more unhinged.
Here's a funny story. When Will Washington, like when he would, every British accent he did sounded like Billy's. Every one of them.
Yeah. It's good.
Luis wants to hear your Vince impression.
Vince Russo?
Either.
Both.
Everybody's got a Vince McMahon.
If it's Vince, like today, Vince McMahon
yeah, old
today.
Man
oh yeah, gotta be. Yeah.
Hello, Ari Emanuel. Why am I not getting the scripts to Raw? What do you mean? What is the bang bus? What does that mean? Where are my pants? Vince doesn't have a voice anymore. He's got a grunt.
He does.
He is Batman Christian Bale.
Alex has an excellent Vince.
Go ahead.
Somebody stole my egg. Remember that from a couple of years ago?
I asked Austin Theory. I was like, do you have a replica egg? Because you know how wrestlers get like replica titles. Like, why don't you have a replica egg?
They should bring it on screen. I'd be so much more interested in him.
Should.
Yeah.
People, hey, we should talk about NXT, I guess.
I love this. Bang bust? Yes, guys. TKO Endeavor bang bust Vince McMahon. What are we talking? Duh. Yep. That's obviously what happened.
Yep. Yeah.
Love my parents. Thanks for watching.
What, do you think they're going to Google it?
They might.
They should.
No, but like, come on, man.
I hope they do. Yeah, there we go.
I love how over that guy is. Like at
Me
this
too.
stage in his life and career, it's so awesome.
He's wonderful. He's wonderful. I love how over your mic is when it rubs up against your hoodie and goes.
I love how over Mansoor was and that you brought nobody to your show. Loser.
I brought Jeremy Lambert to my show.
So did we at the same time.
So did we. So that cancels each other out. So like it's
it's not that special, to be honest with you.
Hey Alex, what segment was next on NXT?
Oh, there was a pub rules match, which was basically a Nigerian drum match.
But out of here.
I knew that would get him out of here. Get us back on track. Hey, stick around. We do appreciate the people that admittedly came over here. We're about halfway through maybe the NXT episode if we're lucky.
No, we're still a quarter of the way through at most.
Quarter? Okay, well we're gonna do our best.
Rich Holland and Butch and Tyler Bate defeated Gallus in a pub rules match. That was fine.
No, it wasn't. It's not okay. It's not okay that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate were like rolling bowling balls at people and
it's
stabbing people's hands through dartboards. Let the
it's a-
techers tech. It is a techer. This
It
is
is.
rude. This
It
is not the best use of either of these teams, and they're just obsessed with Gallus in pubs. Like 6 months ago, they had a thing with the Creeds that was in a pub. I'm like, they're either I'm concerned for their well-being because they're spending like an alarming amount of time in pubs, or
God, I hate to do this again.
no, you don't.
So
you love
I
this.
really do. Velveteen Dream like confirmed our report. He said, I am not in a rehabilitation facility, nor have I visited Orlando, Florida, the Performance Center, or any WWE events or facilities. I encourage wrestling media platforms to highlight the women and men who put together awesome weekly television, not waste time publishing the false narratives and fake news about me. Haven't contributed anything to your line of entertainment in years. Please do better and your platforms to showcase the bright and prominent future that is professional wrestling. There we go.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
See
that sounds like a very balanced and
I agree.
wonderful statement. So
yes,
let's hope the best for that guy. And it seems like everybody's moved on to better chapters, including us. Now that Sean is gone for real.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for humping around.
The match was fine. It should not have happened. Is that a better way of putting it?
There
was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with the match.
But there was nothing right with it. And you have Tyler Bate.
Well, they also do they do stuff like, okay, so this is a plunder match. It's in front of 300 people, so everyone can see everything that you do. So when you obviously use a pool cue to stick the end of it into the guy's collarbone, but then he reacts as though you stuck it into his eye, everyone can see you do that, including the camera. So don't do those spots. When you stick a dart into a guy's hand, but actually what you stick it into is this giant ball of wrist and hand tape that is between his two fingers. And like you stick it right here, like it's fine. I'm not asking you to put a dart in a guy's hand. What I am asking you to do is if you're going to do a spot like that, understand the camera is 4 feet away from this. And we can all see that this spot is not real. There is no smoke and mirrors. There's no smoke. There's no mirrors.
That's it.
Just don't do those things. It's fine. It's fine. Just don't do them.
Alex.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's Octecker is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let them wrestle and call P done.
Mm-hmm. There was a Lyra and Becky video that I missed. And then I walked in at the very tail end of a Tegan and Lyra like talking to each other around an interviewer thing. So they announced later Tegan and Lyra are going to have a match next week.
Yes. And the Becky stuff is great. She's got her memoir coming out, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
She's just awesome. Like the video was pretty much just that. She's champion and she's great. And she's a fighting champion, which is awesome. And yeah, it was mostly just like a hype recappy, whatever. I think it was hey, if you're tuning in casually, this is who Becky Lynch is, and she's a badass.
I had to leave the room, so the only thing I heard was like Dublin, a fighting city. It was like, okay, I got to go and do something. I'm not going to miss anything here. I understand they're both from Ireland, but then I came in and was like, oh, are they setting up something? All right. So
Robert Lyle with big time specs.
That's good. Big time specs is very good.
Oh if you're new here from all the humpage that John sent our way.
Well, yeah.
We do puns here. Puns. And we're
things
doing
that come in pairs.
Things that come in pairs. For example, Dwayne the Socks Johnson.
Dwayne the Socks Johnson was a very good one. Hold on, we have other ones here. We said pair of ice skates, because that's for you. Dwayne the Socks Johnson. Dos Lotharios. That's very good. Dos Lotharios. That's from Robert Lyle. From Orion Ben, we have Dos Amigos, Dos Dimes, Dos Toodles.
Dos Toodles.
Ricardo says, I'm putting in my 2 cents.
Very nice.
Tom Valley says 138. Nice. Techno Team 4000.
Well played.
And then Robert Lyle has a couple of top tier ones. Roxanne Perez.
PAIR. Easy.
Perez.
Well done.
And also, Robert Lyle says the underwearker.
Rest in my drawer.
But rest in the top drawer of my dresser. So Cena came out and said fucking nothing. But you know who should get a WrestleMania is this particular very small. Oh wait, you already had one a few years ago. It was during COVID.
The guy that was yelling Cena sucks, and he was like, honesty is a core tenet of my whatever, and I respect you. I was like,
thank you, sir. Thank you for saying I suck. Honestly, no. The rest of you, I can tell a bunch of you were lying. I do suck. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Tip of the cap. Of course. Michael, damn it, so much better. Rest in breathe. And yes, the Mean Gene one was the best one of the night. Mean Jeans Okerlund. Pair of jeans Okerlund. So he said nothing. Right?
Correct.
He said nothing, and then Bron Breakker came out and he's like, no, you need to change your attitude, young man. Jesus friggin'.
Like he needs an attitude adjustment, though. Do you get it?
Yeah, I friggin' get it.
I think I don't know, it's pretty mad.
No, I understand. But he almost gives him.
His finisher is called.
Mm-hmm. He almost got him. He almost got him one. He almost gave him an attitude adjustment. And then Bron Breakker ran away. Because I don't know, maybe I'm a narcissist. I don't know, but I am obsessed right now with finding out where some of the ridiculous in jokes from this show started. By the way, we first called Dominic Mysterio Shamrock Shake on the March 15th episode, 2002.
2002?
2022? Sorry, 2022. Sorry.
I was gonna say we were very ahead of our time.
We were incredibly high on Bron Breakker. Like, not high. We're really high.
Whatever the show is.
On Bron Breakker. We thought this guy was
as a heel.
You were like, no. This is what he was. He was as red hot a white meat baby face as he ever was when he was feuding with Ziggler. You were calling for him to dethrone Roman at SummerSlam 2022. Like, we were really, really, really up on this guy, and it feels like they have, like, I can't imagine. I could not have imagined at the time when he was doing so great that he would have been in this position where he got almost sunned by John Cena and then did get sunned by the Undertaker, by the corpse of the Undertaker, by an exhumed dead man after losing a match. I could not have foreseen it. That man should have been on the main roster a full-on year ago, and now it's like, whoa.
Well, I actually like him better heel, but this is not what they've done with him since they've turned him heel is not good. Like the stuff with Carmelo is good, but like him facing Von Wagner or whatever the hell like is not good. But I think you called it when he first turned heel, like his moveset for a heel character is way better. Because it's just like, you can do the Wreck-It Ralph thing as a face, and that's fun. But with how lethal his spear is and how athletic and strong he looks and the rest of his moveset, like having him work as a heel is more compelling to me. And also his more like toned down menacing promos as a heel are a lot better, in my opinion as well. I was calling for him to dethrone Roman because silly me, I thought they would have wanted Roman to put over a new star with these titles at any point in the past year.
Yeah. We spring up that one thing about Cena is that at least he knows he's kind of washed and addresses it in his promos. Fair enough, I guess.
It's part of this was the frustration with that him and Cody are so similar in how they are presented. to me. Like it's just the babiest baby face that ever babied. Like there's nothing.
So weird. Yeah, it's just
compelling.
So Tony D and Stacks approach Cody's like, "Hey, I hear you're the guy who can get things done around here." Well, yes, I am in fact the special guest GM for the night. Well, we was thinking, me and Stacks, what if we get a bunch of guys in the ring, have them go, get a bunch of things I'm going to say here. Basically, the whole idea is you don't understand me, so that my friend Stacks here will explain it to you, because you say you are not from my neck of the woods, you are from Georgia, so you don't understand what I'm saying. But then Stacks is going to say it. Basically, we're pitching to you an over-the-top battle royal with tag teams where one guy gets knocked out, both teams are gone, then two teams left over, they fighting it. But this is fun, honestly. But it makes me long for the days of a general manager in NXT.
Sure.
Who could, like, make matches and they made sense. But I also, let's just skip with all the pleasantries. If you're not going to call up Tony D, make him the friggin' GM of NXT. Give him the pencil in kayfabe. Let him make the matches. He's great.
People buying him off would be so fun. Remember when it was like William Regal and Samoa Joe?
Yep.
Where it was like William Regal making matches, and then if you betrayed him, you had to deal with Samoa Joe. That was fun. But you're right, and then it was refreshing to have an authority figure, despite them being temporary and a politician. Tony D and Cody was one of the interactions I like better out of Cody Rhodes, because he was offset by such a fun wackadoo character.
Yeah, it was nice. So that's next week. The Bada Bing, Bada Boom Battle Royal is going to be next week. When there are two tag teams left, they have a regular tag match, and the winner of that faces them at night one of Halloween Havoc. Cool.
Yes, which is cool. Stakes are good. We love stakes.
Corbin gets interviewed, and maybe I blacked out or blocked it out of my memory. He keeps talking about how Baron Corbin pinned Ilya Dragunov. What? When? When did that happen? Was that a thing?
Did he really?
That's what they're saying. Everyone's back in he says, I did this. Everyone's saying, yes, you did do that. So when did that happen? Luis, help me.
Luis, can you check on Cage Match for us? Because I don't remember that either.
Was that a thing that happened?
Was there a triple threat or something?
Was it like where he obviously got attacked by somebody, which allowed him to lose to Baron Corbin thing? Because that's not allowed, right? Is that what a thing? Corbin beat Dragunov. I blocked it out of my memory in June.
I was gonna say this must have been very early when he showed up, because he was like
when he was in boxer briefs. That's right. When he showed up like he was a guy who was the fourth best player at your local YMCA in a pickup game.
Pre-burn the ships, reasonable presentation.
He had a shooting sleeve on his elbow for some reason, wearing boxer briefs. Bron Breakker interfered. That's what it was. Bron Breakker cost Ilya the match. That's what it was. Okay, June 13th, a cursed date calendar. So anyway, he says, because of this, I deserve a match versus Ilya Dragunov. And he does feel like, but it does feel this way to me. I'm sorry. Like, it does feel like when you finally put a title on somebody occasionally that we've all been hoping for, you just figure out what is the worst possible people that you could have them have matches with to start off their reign. Because, like, Tiffany, like, Thea Hale, fine, but, like, not as a first feud, and not if you're going to do it this way. And then she had that one little thing with Kiana James, and then poof, she's no longer champion. Ilya Dragunov, like, having his, like, Ilya Dragunov's finally champion. Oh my God, think of all the amazing matches he could have with not Baron Corbin. Not Baron Corbin. No, not Baron Corbin.
I don't mind Baron Corbin. I think that's a good call. Dominic Mysterio, however, no thanks, but that was obviously going to be a one night, one and done thing. I don't mind it with Corbin.
Yeah. LA Knight came out wearing full LA Knight gear with a striped referee shirt on under his leather vest, leather studded vest, and never said anything. Never did anything.
Everybody say yeah in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to see Yeah.
Yeah,
Thankfully, Dragunov won.
he did.
LA
And it
Knight,
wasn't
LA Knight stopped people from interfering. Trick also pulled Rhea off the apron and caught her.
Yes.
And just like dropped her there so that Dominic could take. This is the thing that I'm never going to stop doing this, because this is a thing that you did, WWE, that I'll never let you forget that you did. About a month ago on Raw, Cody beat Dominic Mysterio while he was NXT North American Champion in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And every subsequent match Dominic wrestles against whomever it is makes that person look worse with every second that elapses past 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Because if Cody Rhodes can beat him in 2 minutes and 10 seconds, then the NXT champion should beat him in a comparable amount of time. Less than 4 minutes, certainly. I'm sorry, like you've established Dominic sucks at wrestling, because whenever he faces Cody Rhodes destroys him. So if he sucks at wrestling, then every time you book him against somebody and that person
but Cody Rhodes
struggles to beat Dominic Mysterio. No, I do not accept that. I do not accept that Cody Rhodes is an actual literal superhero. I do not accept that. He's a very good wrestler.
But that's what they tell us. That's what they tell us. And also, some people have good and bad nights. We see people get squashed that are good wrestlers. We saw Action Andretti beat Chris Jericho. You can't live by the stipulation that every match after it's going to be that way. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason Cody Rhodes agreed to that match. Because it has to. Because people have good and bad nights. And Cody is protected to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
And Dominic is a champion. So despite them what they should have done is not that with Cody, with him as a champion.
They should have not done that with. There's no man has ever lost cleaner than Dominic Mysterio lost to Cody Rhodes a month ago in 2 minutes.
That is true.
And
but also, only in the past, like NXT and main roster have only mattered to each other in the past however long, right?
Yeah.
So.
Anyway. Trick and Cena is talking to Carmelo, giving him some information about how to beat Bron Breakker, even though John Cena's never faced Bron Breakker. And then here comes Trick Williams, and they're about it. And like Cena recognizes that that Trick is like looking as Carmelo walks away, like Trick's got something in his eyes that you okay? Let's go talk about it. So Trick, we're definitely getting a Trick versus Melo match, but like, it's a thing like I gotta prove myself to you and to myself, even though there's no titles on the line thing. Is that what we're doing for Halloween Havoc?
It feels really dumb that like 3 weeks ago, both of these guys had titles and now neither of them have titles, which I guess if you do it right could be the point. But, yeah, I don't know. That's I guess just a test of their friendship, kind of. Can Trick really? I mean, he's proved he can stand on his own. So I guess this is just kind of like a test of friendship type.
Yeah. So Will Chisholm says, to be fair, Cody tried to be a superhero back in the AEW days.
I mean, he was Fuego too.
His superpower was ending racism, which he was able to do in that one speech. Shout out to Really Brian. He's tumor free. It's Really Brian says, unrelated pun, but I had my annual MRI VAR today, and I am still brain tumor free. Yay, for Brian!
Yes.
And yes, Kate, I am Really Brian. I spell it correctly, unlike Brian Danielson. So you're Really Brian.
We appreciate that, but we will take no Bryan Danielson slander here. That's wonderful news. I'm so glad to hear that. That's
awesome.
Like, I didn't think there'd be anything more important than burying Sean today, but that's arguably more
pretty important.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Something also might be pretty important, Kate. Jade Cargill got out of a car. She didn't do anything once she did that, but she got out of a car. Kate,
that's twice now she's got out of cars.
That was on Saturday. She got out of a car and she shook a bald man's hand. And today she got out of a car and she shook a bald man's hand. This is becoming a thing for her. I think that's her new gimmick: getting out of a car and shaking a bald man's hand.
It's gonna be heartbreaking for Dax Harwood to not get in on the balls handshake. She did this time. She didn't have ring gear on, so that was good.
Yeah, it was a fancy outfit for sure.
Though I did appreciate Sean's retort of maybe that's
Adam Pearce. She's gonna shake Adam Pearce's hand.
Yeah,
for sure. When she shows up on SmackDown, she's gonna get out of a car and shake Adam Pearce's hand. This is a fact.
It has to happen. An authority figure who is bald and white.
Yeah.
She has to get out of a car and shake her hand.
Yeah. Did he use Bosley? What? How did he get his hair back? And speaking as a man who's lost his hair, how did he get his hair back?
His hair and his smile?
Right? I don't believe it.
Her name is Jade Cargill. That's a very good point.
That's true. We got Lola Vice defeating Danny Palmer. This was decent, but also felt like the most out of place thing on this show. Because this show is definitely not a, hey, here are these two basically new women in NXT fighting in a tournament. Like the whole Braun Breaker coming out and going, John Cena, nobody came here to see you. They came here to see me. And Braun, that's not true. Everyone in this audience came to see John Cena. You listen to the yell about John Cena. They did not come here to see you. But you know who they came to see even less than you? Unfortunately, Danny Palmer and Lola Vice. They are not interested in this match at all. And like it's true. It was the only actual NXT match tonight from Luis. That's very true.
Does he have a skullet? Because that would be amazing.
That would be great.
They should have just put people in their corners, because it would have been, if the whole night was about main roster talent being on screen with your young and growing talent, they should have done that here. Or even just like Asuka watching on or something, just something of, you have the women's star power there. You might as well have them. We didn't get to see Metaphor in the Raven's Nest, so you could have put Asuka and Becky up there or something.
Yeah. I like the match.
Match was really good. They looked great. Yeah.
I love there was a really smooth counter of catching the moonsault into a triangle, and then like some weird over bridge thing to pin somebody while they have you in a triangle.
Yeah, that was wild.
Really sweet. Like I was like, oh, should have saved that one for when you could win with it, because it looked like there's no way anybody's kicking out of that. You got to let them kick out of it, and that was pretty cool. Like I like that a lot. I always love like pinning combinations where I go, that person is fucked. They're not getting out of that. So, but I wish they would have done that. I thought that was good. But Lola Vice wins with her spinning with her black mass. She wins with a black mass. And we thought she was going to win, and she did. And
she looked great. And Danny Palmer looks great too.
But they both look good. Good for them. Cool. So backstage, Asuka meets the women's mid card one by one. They're all lining up like they're going to shake hands at like a signing.
Like it's the Pope or something.
And the last person in line is the horse girl, Fallon Henley. And then Tiffy steps in front of like, from one dominant champion to another. It's good to have you here, but blah, 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 blah. And then Fallon's like, excuse me. No, excuse you. And then so we're gonna get a Fallon Henley. This is the thing to me, Kate. I love what Becky is doing as champ. If you're telling me the best thing you got for Tiffany Stratton after she loses her title is dropping all the way down, no offense to Fallon Henley, but dropping all the way down to face Fallon Henley in a feud, I'm sorry, ain't not good enough. If they have a one-off match, fine, but like it just you gotta find ways if you're gonna do booking like this to take the title off of young champions like her and Roxanne Perez. You got to find a way for them to keep right up there, hovering near the top, not drop them down. So they no.
Bad storytelling aside, one thing that is really good about NXT is the amount of women's screen time, right? A pain point for them, because I don't like the way that they tell stories, but I can't argue that they usually have a lot of storylines going on that are non-title, that they tell us are important, even if I don't think they make sense. They do have a weakness of, and actually AEW has this weakness across the board. Someone just lost their title. Okay, now what? Is something that like NXT with their women is not good at, right? We saw it with, Mandy disappeared off the face of the earth, but we saw it with Roxanne. Indy was like the weirdest thing. I know she got injured, but then she got called up. And you probably knew she was going up, but it sounded like they didn't know she was going up. So it's just weird to work that way creatively. And now we're seeing it with Tiffany. And we saw it in the tag division constantly. That's why Toxic Attraction was always the fail-safe, I feel like, was just to put it back on them. So that's actually a trickier thing to do. That's what gets so fatigued in AEW with Chris Jericho, is like, he's always the guy that people go when they need to feel important, but not in a title picture. And that gets really boring. NXT doesn't have that. Okay. They always have multiple women's storylines and they're all made to feel important on the card. But like I just dropped my title and then what piece falls off really quick. And it might be because, I don't know, Tiffany Stratton's Instagram post sure made it sound like she was getting called up.
Right.
Like, I don't understand what better way to go out than to Becky Lynch in a plunder match where you showed out. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
People who are coming in late, you missed Mansoor. Yeah, that was fun.
So Will Chisholm says, I do like that the women's division looks like they marked out over Asuka. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, like yes, sure. We got Blair talking to her in Japanese, which I thought was cool. And Orion Ban was asking SRS this question: how about a Joshi faction of Asuka, Kyrie, and Blair? Thoughts? Okay. Like anything's better than nothing for women in this company. They're using them now. They were using them a lot on Raw. You know, like they walked around and they were at least shown on television in NXT. You know, cool.
I don't know if Blair and Asuka are too redundant in the role that they fill in a stable, but I don't mind it. Blair reads as like a solo star to me.
Maybe it's like she's threatening Asuka for leadership of the faction, and they have to have a split.
That would be cool. I think I want to see them face each other. Like,
I've always wanted to do a faction big enough that you can split it, and like these two at the top are deciding we want to have control of this whole thing. And so they fight each other, and they make everybody underneath them in the faction choose a side. And it should be easy for some of them, but hard for others. And there's a lot of individual cool stories you can do with that. And I feel like we don't
really get that in wrestling.
Like no, but like it's really cool stuff you could do. But no. So I wanted to do them. People were like, they wanted Finn Balor to join AJ Styles and the Good Brothers. And I was like, that would be a kind of a cool, like 4-man thing you could do for a while. But eventually, when Finn and AJ come to blows and you don't like this, then it makes Gallows and Anderson have to choose which guy they support. And having Gallows choose one and Anderson choose the other, so that they don't want to break up, but they can't see how the other guy is choosing the other side, is a cool thing you could do like that. And they're never going to do anything that I pitch, so it doesn't matter.
They do sometimes, but then they usually ruin it.
Yeah, Tyrone Kidd says, watching we watched AEW, so he's assuming that Taker just showed up in this scene to say hello to Asuka and praise Kana, the greatest, whoever did it. But sadly, no, that's not what he did.
No, that's incorrect.
Hey, there was NXT Anonymous was videotaping Paul Heyman talking to the Rock's kid, Ava, and it sort of like seemed like he was pitching her on doing something for the bloodline. I saw somebody who was like, I saw somebody saying, "Oh, obviously the bloodline will need somebody to join their ranks for the upcoming war they're going to have with Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley versus Ava? Color me intrigued." And I'm like, color me no. Because we've seen Ava in the ring, unless she's dramatically improved since the last time we saw her in the ring. Just no.
She's not ready. She's very, very new at this, and she's not ready.
And that's totally fine. Stop putting her in positions that she's not ready for. Like,
I don't think she's getting called up to the bloodline. Come on an NXT Anonymous thing. Come on, nothing on NXT Anonymous has actually ever panned out. I don't think they do a bunch of bullshit on there.
They didn't do this for no reason.
They did it to make everyone go, "Oh my God, The Rock's daughter." They're not. She'll be in his corner at WrestleMania, probably.
I don't know. So Brian Pillman Jr. is no longer Brian Pillman Jr., but he is, but he's not. Because he why did you change your hair to perfectly match his? Like I have no connection to my dad. I liked part of this. I have no connection to my dad. He died when I was 4. I don't know him. You know what I mean? So to stop trying to make me into this thing. Also, I appreciated I have tried everything I can think of to not do this, but this is in my blood and I can't get away from it. I like that. I cannot describe to you his facial hair and what he's doing with the thing. I can't. It's like it was drawn on with shoe polish. It's a chin strap beard, but it looks like it's painted on. It's so black, and his hair is like weirdly like platinum
like
blonde.
Brian Pillman Sr. Yeah,
I don't know, man, and he's
he did a Bengal shirt again. Like
he's gonna be Lexus. He's gonna be Lexus King. Is gonna be his new
Lexus
name.
King is after his sister and mom, I believe, which is cool.
Yeah.
So good for him for carrying the torch that way. But like, if you are coming out to say you're not Brian Pillman, now there's something cool you could do here, right? Of like, I'm nobody's junior, he said, but he looks like him. Like, maybe if he like can't get away from wrestling, maybe he can't like get away from his dad's shadow, and that feels very like close to the loose canon of Brian Pillman Sr. Like, there's a fun thing that you could do there. It takes a lot of like acting chops that I haven't ever seen from Brian Pillman Jr. before. Not to be too negative on him or anything, but like, that's a delicate little story to get right for a trained actor, I feel like, much less like a wrestler. And I don't trust WWE necessarily to tell that either, because I don't think they pull off that kind of nuance very well, especially in NXT. There's something really cool there, though, of like, I can't get away from the grip of my dad's legend and having to be in wrestling and whatever. I don't know what that facial hair was. That was very, very weird. But the rest of him looked like loose cannon Brian Pillman. Yeah. So if the whole thing is I'm trying to get away from him, I think it's got to either go in the direction of his character gets pulled more into this loose cannon persona day over day, or the next week his hair is cut, and then the next week his hair is brunette, and the next week he's wearing a Steelers jersey or whatever. Like, he has to get gradually more and more away, and we're starting at the Brian Pillman Sr. story. But I don't know if they're going to do that or if this is just a nonsensical mess.
Chris Perez says he was Kurt Cobain on top and Paul Wall underneath. Will Chisholm says, I got to say that Brian Pillman Jr. Vignette was great. It's scary how much he looks like his dad. Most people have a mix of both presents, but damn, he looks like him. D-Lo Diggs says, honestly, watching both NXT and AEW, I will say NXT was actually good tonight. Also, that King vignette I'm sold on. And Trick showing that tease. Yeah, the tease for Mello. But Will Chisholm also saying, I got to admire that Brian Pillman promo was great. And WWE teasing Ava Raine joining the Bloodline was great. Well, I won't agree with you on that second one. The Pillman promo was great. The thing of it is we've seen that dude for years in AEW. And he is not great. He may have improved significantly since the last time we saw him on TV, but he was not great. So we'll see where he goes. Maybe the character work with this new version of himself will get it over. But yeah, it's we'll see. But yeah, he definitely got a lot of time to do stuff on TV. It was not
he did
killing it. You know,
he did. Like at best, I don't want to say that. That's mean. But like it always felt like, I guess too, because he was like half of a tag team that wasn't really heavily pushed, right? So it always just felt like he was getting plugged into things and was like a reliable enough worker in situations. But when there was like a certain spotlight on him, like that feud with MJF or whatever, like it didn't feel like there was anything that made me say, this guy's locked in. Like this guy's figured it out. He's going to be a star. So everybody does better and everybody is different in different ecosystems. Maybe he just needs it. Yes. So hopefully we get to see more of him.
Yeah. Blake Blonde says Flying Brian King. Well, that's definitely not what they're going to call him, but could be. We got Braun Breaker lift doing his little stretchy band workout with Paul Heyman in the background, and Paul Heyman's talking to him and he's like, I don't need anything or anybody. I'm just going out there and prove why I'm the real badass or whatever. And then we see Paul Heyman smile and be like, call Roman Reigns. I was like, is Braun Breaker joining the Bloodline? He wears so much bronzer, he looks like he could be Samoan. I'm not sure, you know, like
they're like, you're not in our bloodline, but you do have a bloodline in WWE, and we now consider that close enough.
That's close enough. Yes. So yeah. I don't believe we've ever seen I think Braun Breaker is over against Carmelo Hayes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird. Pillman's sorry. Luis is saying Breaker is Roman's loaf of white bread mercenary is something that I would love, honestly. I don't mind it. It's interesting, but if that was the spot you were gonna put him into, I would say that what you did with him tonight was probably the worst way to go about it.
Yeah, it was not great.
Because he lost because John Cena cheated. Straight up.
Babyface cheated.
He was going to lose because he was going to hit Carmelo with the stairs on the outside. After a really good match, because these guys have good matches together. He was going to hit Carmelo with the stairs. Then John Cena, who was in Carmelo's corner, comes out to take the steps from him, kick him in the midsection, and then he had to fight Solo Sikoa. So he hit him, and like he attacked him. The referee didn't see it because the referee was talking to Paul Heyman, I guess. But John Cena. He just decided I'm the most important person here, and I'm going to make this all about me. And so he stopped Braun from killing Carmelo Hayes with some steps, and which would have disqualified Braun Breaker, and he would not have won this match. But anyway, he ends up losing again to Carmelo Hayes, and then he beats up Carmelo because he's a sore loser. And he's like, I'm the only real badass in WWE. And then dong. And out comes badass Undertaker, who takes forever to drive his Harley around the ring. And forever to set up. Like, as much as they ask you to drive one of these things, didn't you ever like take it around a parking lot and like just practice turning it off and setting up the kickstand Why does it take you 2 minutes to set up the kickstand?
Everything he does takes 10 times longer than it's supposed to.
Anyway, he gets in the ring and Braun's like, "Hey, old man, you don't belong here." And it says, "I think you're really talented prospect." "Yeah, I am. That's why I called you old man." Gets slapped in the face. You might be a badass kid, but you eventually, always around every corner, there's going to be a bigger, badder badass, and maybe that'll be you one day, but not today. He says after choke slamming him. Fuck that shit. Bron Breakker should have speared this old man into dust.
That would have been really entertaining, honestly.
It's not going to happen ever, but at some point, these old decrepit figures are going to be too old to come back and do finishing moves to people. And you're going to want the people that you're burying by having them take finishing moves from a dude who retired years ago. You're gonna want those guys to be top dudes, but they're not gonna be seen as that by at least a portion of your audience because they have brains and can remember you buried them by having them take moves from dudes who retired years ago. So,
I was like, they should have booked Joe Gacy for this spot somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like Bron Breakker feels like a very weird person for Biker Taker to come out and target.
Yes, this is very true.
I think most people probably view that as like an honor, but if that was the only thing that like buried a talent today or felt like it wasn't showcasing the NXT product, I'd probably be more okay with it. But it felt like this was such a parade of active main roster people.
Yeah. Right, Losper saying WWE feed everyone they're building to main roster stars and retirees? No way. That's impossible. It is possible. This match was for the last spot in a triple threat next week to determine Ilya Dragunov's challenger for Halloween Havoc. Spoiler alert, it's Baron Corbin. Corbin's going to win this match because you have done nothing over the past several weeks to set up Dijak as a challenger. He comes out and hits Dragunov from behind in front of Baron Corbin tonight, but we know that's not him. Also, it shouldn't be Dijak. I love Dijak. It should be Dijak, but it can't be Dijak because Dijak just lost his strap match to Eddie Thorpe. And Eddie Thorpe hasn't appeared on TV since. Like, this is not how you. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he got injured in that match.
We also saw Dijak and Dragunov already. Like,
we already saw that. It was great. They were great matches.
It was some of my favorite new era NXT stuff. Yeah.
Like a guy who you just saw, you booked him to lose a very prominent match. Don't then decide he's now Eddie Thorpe should be in this match.
Of anybody, yeah.
Dragunov. Like, I don't know, but then so Corbin is going to be in it because Cody Rhodes decided there's going to be a triple threat match next week. Dijak versus the winner of Carmelo versus Breakker, and Carmelo's going to be in it, but Carmelo's not winning it because Carmelo, I think, won't be in. He's going to be him versus Trick. That's what we're doing.
Correct. Yeah.
And so Corbin is winning it. It's going to be Corbin versus Dragunov, and it feels like at least it's not a pay-per-view. It's just Halloween Havoc.
This is Halloween Havoc, yeah.
But also, I wonder if they're going to spin the wheel and make the deal.
Meta 4 has to be involved in Halloween Havoc for the fashion, if no other reason. 2 weeks with them not on the show is unacceptable.
Bargov says, okay, I tried watching NXT, and Booker is as awful as you guys keep saying. The constant, oh yeah, is so cringy. I'm going back to only watching SGS. Thank you, Bargov.
Thank you. That was the one fun thing of having both programs on at the same time. I was like, guess whose commentary it's winning today.
Luis says, why was Undertaker the American Badass during Octaker? It's spooky season, damn it. Feeling Dreepy saying,
Very good
NXT,
point.
congratulations to Bron Breakker on getting the rub of getting beaten up by a 58-year-old man who can barely bend his knees. I can't wait for the Halloween Havoc match. It is sure to come of it. We'll do nothing but great things for his career. Oh, no, they're not going to put Taker in a match. No, this is a one-time thing that made everything look bad. Frazier is decided to step to Dominic in front of the entire undercard, and it was just weird. But Nathan Frazier versus Dominic for correction. Nathan Frazier losing to Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship sounds like something I have no interest in watching. How much the other people have to slow down to face Dominic.
Anybody.
Nathan Frazier's going to be doing the gravity walk across the ring just to try and slow down enough to keep up with Dominic Mysterio. Okay.
He's certainly not going to be running.
No.
Not running, Alex.
No, running. Oh, right. No, I don't have an image tonight, Kate.
Upsetting. I bring in Mansoor. I bring in Jeremy Lambert.
You do all the things.
I packed the show with superstars of Fightful and beyond. And you
yes.
Phone it in.
Michael Branson says Adam Coupland. That's two. That's two things.
Day.
Robert Lyle says the Deusos.
It's just both of us. Oops.
Just me, Deuce. Get one ish. T-Electric Mayhem says dude gloves. Really T-Electric Mayhem says everyone's favorite Double D Def Darrett.
That was a clever boob joke. I'll take it. It's the most I've liked Jeff Jarrett in a while.
Orion Ben says Tiffy Kate and the two Alexes Friday double feature. That's what we do.
It's what we do.
And the Bad Rocket says pair on Corbin.
I see what you did there.
All right. You're right. Dilla Common says super chat for Luis appreciation tonight. Oh, and you two are both rather neat as well.
Thank you. Luis deserves it.
It's true. Tom LaValle saying never watching NXT, always watch Sour Graps. Thank you, Love Fro, for your super chat. Joey Castro sent in a very nice super chat as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Andrew H said hump. Tom LaValle says HBK's greatest hits featured NXT as usual. Yeah. Wrestling with Movies says I really had fun watching this show. Highlights for me were the pub match, Lola versus Danny, and that Becky Lyra package. Mello and Braun are the future, obviously. They are the future. Gosh, wouldn't it be great if we built the future and didn't set obstacles in their way shaped like 50-year-old men? Bizarro Big L says Sean is waiting for the day he can summon headless Agnew from his head in a jar. Eat a Soutmore, yell Aru, and point to a red string on a wall. Sean did a hump seance. Wow, a lot of stuff that happened. Kim Gray says, gotta send you two some love as well tonight. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks, Kim.
And Matthew England said, hump.
Thank you for sending the hump alongs.
Okay, good. And then we got just a few juker buckers. All right. What do we got here? Tiff, I think it's probably Tiffany. Ricardo wants Kate doing Mama He's Crazy by the Judds.
I will do so as I've been instructed.
Okay.
It's a shame Mansoor couldn't stick around for this part of the show.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. It's true.
He'd be like, oh no, my wife and my 8-month-old. Mama, I found someone like you said would come along. He's a sight, so unlike any man I've known before. I was afraid to let him in because I'm not the trusting kind. But now I'm convinced he's heaven sent and he must be out his mind. Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me. And in my life is where he says he always wants to be. I've never been so loved. He beats all I've ever seen. Mama, he's crazy. He's crazy over me. He's an A-plus specimen. He's Ludwig Kaiser. Toodles.
Toodles indeed. Rovan F2 wants Vince McMahon singing Ministry's New World Order. Okay.
I'm in love without the tears of regret. Open fire because I would say I was the hardest stone. Never see me because I'm always alone. Gracious sense. I'll buy the toys, read the papers, rent out, flying have a public in hand. I'm in love with the promised land. I'm in love with what we're looking at is good and evil, right and wrong, a new world order, new world order, new world order. A dose of lethal poison. New world order. Where's my egg?
Giovanni Vinci reciting yeah, no more of these. No more. We're done.
We're cut off.
No more of this.
But thank you for the support. We love you.
But thank you so much, Tom Lavelli. CO says Giovanni Vinci reciting "Oh Captain, My Captain" by Walt Whitman. Okay, here we go. Oh, Captain, my Captain, a fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wreck. The prize that we thought is the one. The port is near. The bells I hear. The people all exulting. While I follow the eyes, the steady keel, the vessel dream and the daring. But heart, oh heart, the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Oh, Gunther. Thank you. And let's see here. Tiffany does Pink by Lizzo from the Barbie movie. From Tom the Valley.
When I wake up in my own pink world, I get up out of bed and wave to my homegirls. Hey, Barbie, hey. She's so cool, all dolled up, just playing chess by the pool. Come on, we got important things to do. And it's her and me and you. In pink, goes with everything. Beautiful from head to toe. I'm ready to go, you know. It's pink, good enough to drink. We like any other colors, but pink looks good on us. Toodles.
Very good.
Thank you.
Also very good. Two Electric Mayhem saying bookend tea. There are two of them. There are two of them in bookends.
And he plays it, but seriously, what was that website? And he was referring to Disney.com. There were bots in here that were like, oh, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Goofy.
Yeah, different. Yep, they were. Oh, hello. Orion Ben says Ricky Rainbow does Everybody Have Fun Tonight by Wang Chung. I'd drive 1,000,000 miles to be with you tonight, so if you're feeling low, turn up your radio. The words we use are strong. They make reality, but now the music's on. Oh, baby, dance with me, yeah. Rip it up, move down, rip it up, move it down to the ground. Rip it up, cool down. Rip it up, don't hang me on the borderline. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun. Deep in the world tonight, our hearts beat safe and sound. I'll hold you so close. Just let yourself go down. Rip it up, move down, rip it up, move it down to the ground. Rip it up, cool down, rip it up. Get out what's inside of you. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun. Everybody have fun. Thank you.
Ricky, we've got Allie finally showing up. on our Superstar Tuesday.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Any closing thoughts? Any final words? She's the best.
No.
Those ceased girls. No closing words?
We have to be done in like 30 seconds.
That's
so
what I'm saying. Does
my
no
closing
words of wisdom?
My closing words are keep cool gabagoo. That's all I've got for my closing words.
That's
We've
fine.
on a tight schedule.
I didn't know if you had any pearls of wisdom. That's all.
No.
All right,
Keep
well,
cool gabagoo.
Toodles.